The growing prevalence of video recordings has provided opportunities for analyzing videos in numerous applications and domains. Constructing supervised machine learning models for these real-world analysis tasks requires abundant labeled video data. However, creating large-scale labeled video datasets is quite challenging. First, as long videos contain rich information, the manual one-by-one review process is labor-intensive and painstaking. Moreover, the labeling requires a certain level of domain knowledge and expertise for complex and domain-specific video content, resulting in limited ground truth labels. Therefore, the research question is how to efficiently transfer knowledge from small labeled video datasets to large unlabeled ones at scale with minimum effort. Data programming has emerged as a promising paradigm for reducing manual labeling efforts. By defining labeling functions based on their domain knowledge, users can assign weak supervision labels to raw data for model training. However, programming video data is particularly challenging compared with text and image data. First, it is demanding to decompose video data into meaningful semantic units for building labeling functions. Unlike text and images that have the vocabulary to describe their semantics, videos contain segments of events that involve complex interactions among multiple objects over time. Particularly, the temporal context information could largely influence the semantic meaning of the video content. For example, two gymnastics videos with the same set of actions but different orders indicate different tactics. However, manually constructing such a function is challenging considering the wide range of events and their complex temporal dependencies. Second, it is non-trivial to explore, refine, and apply labeling functions for high-quality label generation and efficient model training. Users need to consider multiple factors including data coverage, model performance, and semantic meanings of labeling functions before applying them to large unlabeled video datasets. Currently, such tools are lacking to facilitate and expedite the programming process with reduced human efforts. To solve the above challenges, we introduce VideoPro, a visual analytics approach that enables flexible and scalable video data programming. Our framework contains 3 modules. In the event extraction module, the input videos are first abstracted as temporal sequences composed of various predefined events that humans can readily understand. The event definition for different applications and tasks varies based on domain-specific requirements and expert needs. For instance, in application scenarios focusing on human behaviors, events of interest may include body movements. Here, we use the alphabet to encode event type. Considering the diversity and complexity of event sequential patterns, a 2-stage template mining algorithm is proposed to extract diverse event sequential patterns as labeling function templates. In the first stage, the sequential pattern mining algorithm extracts sequential patterns, which serve as potential labeling templates for programming. This algorithm provides a comprehensive dataset overview, and the users can add self-defined constraints such as event continuity and dependency. The MDL algorithm in the later stage further summarizes and distinguishes nuanced sequence differences within a template to facilitate detailed template validation and refinement. This algorithm applies the minimum description length principle to partition video sequence collections within the selected template into clusters and summarizes each cluster with the most representative sequential pattern. The VideoPro interface consists of 3 coordinated views to support a flexible and smooth programming experience. The template view summarizes the frequent and influential labeling templates to facilitate multifaceted template exploration and comprehension. After loading the dataset, the template view shows all mine templates by default. Users can also choose to aggregate by different modes such as by prefix, degree, or set. They can also adjust the slider to change the threshold to control the template length or support number. In the table, users can sort the templates according to different matrices such as by label distribution purity or unlabeled instance number by clicking on the corresponding column. Users can also manually define and search specific templates based on their domain knowledge at the top search box. After selecting the specific template, the upper labeling view provides a summary of the nuanced event sequential patterns within the selected template for template validation and refinement. Users can observe and compare the relative event distribution within and between the subtemplates through the left summary figure and center cluster heat map. They can also regroup the videos by class and select a group of videos for further inspection by clicking on the colored bars. The lower labeling view displays retrieved matching videos for efficient examination and at-scale video data programming. Here, we take both event sequence and embedding similarity into account for similarity computation. Users can inspect the videos by hovering on keyframes or clicking to browse the original videos. They can then select all or some of the labeled videos and retrieve unlabeled videos with similar patterns by clicking the Retrieval button, then they can apply labels to a batch of videos at scale. The Info view presents comprehensive information regarding data embedding distribution and model performance during the iterative programming process. In the Projection view, users can zoom in and lasso the group of instances they are interested in, and the corresponding templates will be updated in the Template view. When finished labeling, users can start model retraining in the Model Iteration part and observe the model accuracy and confusion matrix for adjustment. We conducted 2 case studies to evaluate the efficiency and effectiveness of our system. The first case study is conducted on a real-world online education video dataset provided by our collaborated company. The goal is to build a robust classification model for assessing students' learning behaviors and engagement levels in online classes. The ground truth labels fall into 4 classes, and the labeled videos are limited. We extracted 7 typical events to characterize students' behavior sequences. The expert E1 used VideoPro to program data for model steering. He first identified data samples to better distinguish between 2 confusing classes in the first iteration. He also supplemented data samples for minority classes to balance the dataset. After 10 programming iterations and 452 videos were labeled, the overall F1 score accuracy achieved a satisfactory performance of 75.4%. We conducted the second case study on the UCF 101 dataset, a representative action recognition dataset, to further validate the system's effectiveness and generalizability. We collaborated with a sports analytics expert and built a classifier for 10 class action recognition. We also extracted 10 types of events to characterize these actions and split the dataset to simulate the scenarios with very few labeled videos at the beginning. After 8 programming iterations and 304 videos labeled, it achieves a comparative 96% model performance with SOTA. Following the 2 case studies, we further conducted a post-analysis to quantitatively compare the labeling efficiency of VideoPro with an active learning-based baseline approach. The baseline approach utilized the widely used uncertainty-based strategy. The time cost for the baseline approach was estimated based on the average needed time for labeling videos by domain experts through literature and actual measurement. The experiment results proved that VideoPro incurs lower labeling efforts and time costs than the baseline approach to attain comparable levels of accuracy. This work introduces the video, event, and template workflow for video data programming. While we mainly focus on the classification task in this paper, this proposed generic labeling workflow can be adapted for tasks like temporal action localization and video applications such as tutorials and surgical video comprehension and comparison. Second, large vision language models have emerged to provide new possibilities for capturing complex higher-level semantic events. More complex event characteristics like duration and overlap issues also need to be further explored. Meanwhile, future systems can consider adaptive template designs to balance template coverage and meaningfulness. It is also interesting to investigate how to conduct multimodal and collaborative programming in the future. Thank you for watching. Please find more details in our full paper.